Factz Ova Feelinz with my boy Spider Loc.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, darling, yeah. Hey, reality. Oh yeah, the life we living now is all about the money. So what you gonna do when you ain't got no money?
Factz Ova Feelinz, the podcast. We back again like we never left. We keep it a Google for death. I have a very special guest. He might be new to y'all, somewhat old to me. He's my brother, Mohawk Matt. I'm gonna need an explanation as how we got to the name
Eastside.
Mohawk Matt. What that
What's
Eastside
up, dog?
like, man?
East
Welcome,
all
man.
day.
Factz Ova Feelinz. Before we get cracking, your name, your moniker is like, it's so catchy. You know, if I had to, when I told Alex, Mohawk Matt was coming, when he saw you from down there, he admitted that he expected to see a Mohawk. So
Everybody says that.
where you get the tag Mohawk Matt without the Mohawk?
When I kind of transitioned to a different stage of my life, I've always been a little bit, don't laugh at me for this, I've always been a little bit into anything 80s, punk rock and that kind of music. I always had a Mohawk back and forth growing up, but as I got a little older and got out to join, I thinned out a little bit, so I couldn't grow the Mohawk. So if you notice, I got a Mohawk tattooed on my head in Mohawk letters. It goes right down the center like a Mohawk.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. Welcome to the spot, man.
Thank you, dog.
I've been meaning to ask you that for a while.
Everybody does.
I want to draw everybody's attention to the sullen wear. Don't sleep, don't slip. Let them know where they can get that and what this represents.
SullenClothing.com. We're the biggest tattoo art collective in the world. We take tattoo art from anywhere, from any artist that's amazing, and we put it on t-shirts to sell it. We got a good Instagram, Sullen Clothing, Sullen Family.
How do I refer you to an artist?
Send any artist to me and I'll get it to the top dogs. Uncle Jeremy, Color Crimes, shout out. Any artist, just submit it, get it to me or get it to them on Instagram.
Have you ever heard of Mob Ink Tattoo?
Yeah, of course I have.
Tattoo Danny, you know?
Yeah. I don't know him personally, but I've heard of the
That's my
collective.
that's my partner, man.
Right on.
He Tattoo Danny's really responsible for this whole arm all the way
Yeah.
up. Yeah, on God.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm gonna put you in touch with him.
Yeah, please do.
So, as far as the Sullen movement, what is your affiliation? How can you give people an idea of like what do you do there? Or
I do a lot of social media. I run a couple of the apps. One of them full time. The main app I help out Uncle Jeremy with half the week. I'm one of the main models doing videos, modeling, a little bit of the recruitment. We find people like yourself and other people of influence in the communities, and we like to get them in our gear.
I would love to make it a lot more permanent, but I want to thank you and let the people over there know I appreciate the affiliation, the sponsorship. They've been keeping me with gear and the conversation that's going on. I would like to keep it going on. That'd be a
we would love that as well, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but besides the modeling and videos I do, like I said, recruitment, I find people, we're trying to move more into LA culture and style too, so that's going to be coming up. I do a lot of the computer orders, and I have a new position that's a secret to be starting after the first of the year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Do they actually have an urban department?
Not a technical urban department, but I would, if I'm not speaking too forward, that's kind of what I've been trying to do, blend more of our LA culture. Because, you know, like at the end of the day, we can say what we want. We all get along, we all intermingle, but when it comes to our areas, like me and you know, you got the Orange County, the Dago, you got the Valleys, you got Los, you got South Central. You know, we got our areas, we're all different a little bit in styles, and I'm trying to bring more of
to accentuate the differences.
Yes, because we have a lot of that at rest, but LA is coming.
But like I see, we have some very simple pieces on now. But we had just to give an idea. There's a large range of different styles and looks. Tattoos are tied in with the whole concept of the clothing. We see you have a ton of tattoos.
Lots, bro.
Now there's a difference in the culture between street tattoos and prison tattoos.
Totally.
Are we to assume that you didn't receive all these on the street, right?
You're right. You're very right.
I can imagine. By what percentage of your tattoos received on the street versus?
Funny enough, lately I've been redoing all them prison tattoos.
I can tell you got some brand new colors.
Well, I got some new. I've been trying to, you know, explore and get all this new stuff from all these amazing artists. I'm very fortunate to meet some of the best artists in the world working with this company. Some great guys.
That's right.
And I've been
don't have much room left, huh?
No, I don't, bro. Hey, Spider, I'm in those uncomfortable spots for me and the homie.
Bro, you don't have to. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wait, we're gonna change. But tell me this: how do you I'm gonna just give everybody their props. I know it's a very common thing these days, but I have quite a few tattoos. I could never imagine. How do y'all come to grips with this?
Well, for me, like I just did another podcast called Blasted last night, and we spoke on that. It's a big thing because, like, you know, nowadays you see kids showing up first one, homie. I need an 8. Let me get an AK. I want a grenade. I want the hood on my.
Right.
Slow down. Like most in our day, we started under the shirt.
Right.
We were not like I had half. And again, I served my country. I was in the U.S. Navy, so I had to have them.
Thanks for your
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I had to have them underneath T-shirt level. As I grew, got out of that, grew and grew. I went to jail. I ran out of room. So, you know, when you hit the neckline, there's nothing left. You start. Right. I started at the neck, and then little. Oh man, okay, now I'm no more room. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it kind of became an addiction, especially since I got sober, and it's a good addiction.
It does.
And then it just grew and grew, and now I'm at the place where I'm going over all that prison stuff. If it meant something from prison, there's some of them I had to remove, which were good, and then there's some of them that meant something that I keep, and I'll just have those redone. But then there's some of them that I'm not touching because they're so sentimental.
Just
but for
based on your life experience.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Based on life, we earn things, we get things that are good to us in our areas.
Yes. Yeah. For a lot of people from the outside looking in, you being a Wood, me being affiliated with the Crip car, from a prison perspective, you mind sharing how much time you've done?
I did 19 years.
In one stretch?
That was collective of 3, and then a juvenile series too.
All CDC?
All CDC.
Salute.
Yeah, all CDC.
My salute to him, y'all, is not celebrating that. I know what he's been up to since he's been out, and there's a sense of me having pride in accomplishments, because that is enough to crush a lot of spirits.
Yeah.
And for him to come out on the other side, a whole nother man, and to be able to be productive, that's the salute. Not congratulating anyone for actually being robbed of that much of their freedom. Yeah. Any key points in life, any lessons you learned from being behind the wall? I know you learned a lot of things, but anything that you can pinpoint that you took and you've utilized since you've been out that you can say has been beneficial for you to stay on the right path? I heard you mention sobriety. How did you get to the point to where...
What you just said is very important. And I speak on the first thing you said a lot. I speak to a lot of people because I tell a lot of people, you know, like it or not, there's differences. You, me. But I've told people one of the best things I learned in the joint, you learn how to respect a motherfucker. You learn how to network. You learn how to be social. You learn how to get along with people. I don't have to necessarily like you at all, but I will respect you at a high level. And but when you come to terms with that and you get over any type of setbacks you have in your own mind, whether it be racism, whether it be that hood, this hood, politics, religion, when you get past that, man, I've been around some of the best motherfuckers in the world, whether you Crips, Bloods, Woods, Skinheads, SAs. I got some homies that I keep real close to my heart. And when I met you, I think I told you, I got a couple, you know, when you're down, some of the strangest things happen and some of the strangest people become your friends. And I got 2 black homies that to this day, we did a lot of time. We've been involved in riots and I still touch base with them. They have my back. And it's funny because you never will guess who would have your back in a time when you really need it.
That's so deep. Yeah. Have you ever been involved in riots opposite of them, or like where it was?
Yeah, and
I've been involved. No, I'll break bread.
When you got a homie, I mean, one thing I don't like to do is expose game, but there's been situations where like me and a homie who was a Crip and me and a homie who was a Blood, we were close enough to where he'd be like, hey, don't hit the yard today.
That's on my mama.
And I'll hit it right out the yard release. I'll hit it right to the canteen. Or I'll hit it right to that shower stall real quick.
I want to jump out there with you on that because I know how that's a touchy subject. Yeah. It wasn't the yard. We was in Supermax. Yeah. But it was a friend of mine.
Cracking in Supermax.
It was cracking. I had a friend of mine who was a Sereno, but he was actually from Pinoy Real. Yeah. But we went to high school together in Glendale. Yeah. And we was like this. Yeah. And our teams, we ended up in Supermax in a dorm where the tension was
cracked. I know, dog. I know. Shoes on all day.
Yeah. Dog. Sleep with them. So we got to a point where we was so close that we made our business to like sit on the bench slightly back to back. Yeah. Not really focusing on each other and have a low key conversation. Yeah. And I initiated the conversation. What I told him was, hey, fool, you know it ain't no love lost if it crack, but I ride with my people. And he was like, me too, fool. I'm like, yeah, I say if it do, we just do our best to try to avoid each other. And we were fortunate to not have to deal with it one-on-one, but I know that element.
And we became good friends because of that. Yes. And it was a friendship. You know what? It's a bond. It's just like fighting a war. Respect to the military, because the same thing, like what we go through on the streets And in jail, like I was telling someone also the other day, you have to respect your enemies and people you fight, and in that respect comes a bond and a friendship that you have no idea. Even if we ended up having to fight, we would get up and I would help that man up, because it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something you go through going to war.
Even as coming up in our environments of roughness as kids and boys, there's a lot of stories. That's an old adage you often hear, that a lot of best friends started off fighting. I can look through my experience, and if we didn't actually fight, a lot of the tightest cats I ended up with in the streets, we were at least bumping heads when we met. My homie T-Mac from Q102, neighborhood to the neighborhood, Eastside to the homie. I swear to God, we met, it was hella tension. It almost went up. And it turned into where we got to like this. Another example I could think of, rest in peace, Young Flo from Lantana. When we first met, we was bucking heads like rams. It almost went to a head, and then we ended up spending years of like, so that is a element of just growing up that I've seen happen a lot of times. I know you from the east side like me. Give us an idea of the environment you grew up in, the area, town.
Well, I grew up in San Fernando Valley, east side of the valley.
Ease up.
East Valley kid. I between the cities of Mission Hills and Sun Valley. Sun Valley's a little rough. It's urban. It's, I want to say urban, but it's like industrial.
Okay.
A lot of car wrecking yards and couple projects, and my neighborhood's right alongside Pacoima, so I'm sure everybody knows about Pacoima. It's cracking.
Yeah, Pacoima is pretty popular these days, but it's so ironic that the most popular person from Pacoima these days doesn't speak of Pacoima much. I don't know why. It's like Pacoima would be larger at this point based on they have such a large popular representative, but it's like the cat spends more time talking about LA and Compton than he ever speaks of Pacoima. But go ahead and finish.
So east side of the valley, we're more urban, a little bit more rough in that end of the valley. The rest, like, you know, the west side's cool with the valley, but it's nicer.
Right.
They got a couple gangs, but it's like who you fighting. Your enemies are 40 miles apart. In Pacoima, Sun Valley, San Fernando, North Hollywood, we got like, we're not. I always give respect to LA because you guys got blocks on blocks.
Every block.
Some block has two gangs, two hoods. You got SAs and blacks. You got, you know what I mean? Like some streets is divided by sometimes three hoods on one street. In the valley, we're fortunate to have, we take streets and then or whole cities. Reseda, San Fernando, Pacoima.
All this is love.
Yeah, so we have the most in our end of the valley.
Okay.
Minus the Sepulveda area, the Columbus and Langan area is rough. Okay. To this day, that's probably still the most cracking in the valley.
Were you raised by mom and dad?
Yeah, I got a middle class white family. Basic bare minimum middle class. Yeah.
Or is there any religious involvement, any upbringing?
I mean, I went to Catholic elementary school. We were Catholic turned Christian over the years, but nothing major, nothing serious.
I was raised me too. But what was it that about life that caused you not to go that path and choose the path that we chose?
You know, I grew up playing sports and stuff. I was pretty good in baseball and soccer, and I feel like it was graffiti. When graffiti hit the streets in the 90s, that's what turned my head
bag and heavy.
I was huge. Graffiti just became the sole epicenter of my life.
Wow, that's deep.
You know, and as it grew, as you know, graffiti grows into
other things.
It just got worse from there.
So, how about gang activity? Did it start on the streets or did it
starts on the streets for me? My tag and crew joined a gang and it just evolved,
migrated,
snowballed from there. Yeah.
Was your gang a all white gang? Were there other members outside?
No, my gang was like just a basic. We were GTA Diablos turned in. Eventually, over the years, evolved into being a Southside neighborhood. Yeah,
I've heard things I'm kind of familiar about, but not everybody from your gang chose to be Southside. Even though.
No, like me, I love my neighborhood, and I will always respect and love my neighborhood. But I chose to stay white when I went to the joint.
And does it have caused tension between you and your homies that did go that way?
Some of them it does, yeah. You know, like my older homies, my OGs, that for the most part, most of them respect me. But there's a lot of them that just want to hate and talk shit because it is what it is.
You mind speaking a little deeper into the idea of how culture and gang and classification can cause friction in the system? Well, people don't know.
A lot of people don't know and understand how serious, like, that choice when you hit the joint. You got one choice when you get there. The appropriate word, whether we like it or not, is race. You're gonna pick your race. You're gonna stay with your race, or you're gonna choose to identify with another race. Which there's good and bad. You can either you choose another race and another group, whether you're a white boy who's a
It's
South
so
Sider.
deep that the system gives you the opportunity to put affiliation before race. They have to have a system of how they're going to house you for safety. And typically, it's race if you're not affiliated, but affiliation goes before race. So if Matt happened to be from Harlem Crip, raised in the ghetto with the blacks, when he got to prison, he would have the option to choose to be with a black Crip before they would put him in. Other than that, he would be in there with someone of his race. But I didn't mean to cut you off.
So you can choose, like he's saying, you can choose your race, but your affiliation with the gang sometimes, like I got a few homeboys that run Southside, and that means their bed card goes Mexican. Yeah. You know what I mean? I chose to be white because I am white, but at the same time, like I network with everybody and I fuck with my neighborhood, and it's just a choice I made. Some people don't like it. Some do. I've been getting some flack. I've been getting some flack for it, calling me a traitor. But hey, I mean, you know what I mean? You don't understand what that's like. My gang wasn't really evolved that far when I went to the joint, and there was a whole green light situation, and it was rough back then. Things were different.
I don't even want to talk. I appreciate you, but when you start talking about those colors, those are deeper than the white, black, and brown.
You're right.
So
you're right.
I don't even want to, cause that. But my thing is this: I had an experience where I was in prison at one time.
Yeah.
And I had a cellie that I didn't want to trade for the world. He was an older dude.
Yeah.
Let me have a top bunk. We didn't have to talk. We didn't do nothing. He was clean. He out of my way. It was perfect jailing. And one day, I swear to God, this little white boy popped up at my cell with like the Richie Rich jail spikes going back. And he was like, man, I'm a little low down from 11 East Coast. I just got out the hole. Every yard I go to, it go up. The woods is on me. The warden told me if I can't find no homie to get in the cell with, he gonna put me in the cell with a wood, cuz. He was like, cuz he get off at whoopty whoop. And it was like I had 15. I had no time to check. I was just on the spot with all my
spot.
Yeah, he had the paper for me to sign, like right there.
Marriage chrono,
I looked at, I could tell. It's like I'm like, but I'm on my Crip shit, cuz it's a homie. I signed the paper that night. Once we did the change, but this the thing. The warrant. Once we did, no, I didn't find this. I'm gonna tell you, I found this out later. So, we in the that night in the cell, cuz just talking to cuz, I could tell, cuz
something right.
He ain't from the hood. So I give him the opportunity. I say, bro, if you got put on while you been in jail, let me know. He got the hood tattooed on his back arms. He as white as you.
Yeah.
This motherfuckers is still peeling pink, scabbing up. I'm
like he just did it himself in a hole or something?
No, homies, he might really. When I'm, it can go like this.
It can. I've seen homies get put on. I got a homie got put on Reseda in the joint.
Yes, and this look, you see how you look solid, sturdy.
Yeah.
He
didn't have no schooling, nothing.
He was pencily, wiry. Yeah. He telling me stories of Valencia. That first night, this I knew he grew up in Valencia with his grandparents. This is the type of kid he was. He goes to the mall with his grandmother's credit card and comes back with a $2,200 dog that she didn't expect, but he gets to keep it. But even though he gets fussed out,
he said he fussed.
He gets fussed out, but so I quiz him about the hundreds, and all he could tell me was San Pedro and 100. That's he only knew 2 streets, and I'm like, okay, I knew what it was. So when I get to the yard and tell the rest of the homies, everybody telling me like, cuz had been on a gang of yards. He had been down like for some time. He was like, cuz he been on your reputable homies. We can't just say this ain't new. So like I'm telling the homies, they like basically I'm stuck with cuz. So then I'm getting at the motherfucking police. I'm like, I need a cell change. They told me his situation was so motherfucking serious that they told whenever he got a cell, it ain't no change unless you get a job change. So, and that was so random. So I'm explaining this. I'm gonna make it fast, cuz it got to the point where I'm working cuz out every day. You don't bring nothing to the cell. You don't break bread with yourself.
Yeah, you're not bringing nothing to eat. You're not going to work. You're just sitting around watching my TV.
No, he doing his shit. What I'm saying is, I'm like, if you a real homie, I'm not finna bring no weed in the cell and we ain't gonna get high.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm blowing in front of him, not letting him hit it. He can't bring nothing in here without sharing. I'm just marking him out.
I know what you're saying,
So it's getting on my nerves to the point where it's whoop, whoop, whoop. So he doing the weirdest shit. Like we at the Domino's playing Domino's with the Bloods.
Yeah.
Having a good time. he just want to come up and get the holler. Just saying, he's just so off balance.
Yeah.
So it got to the point, cause I'm like,
he just didn't get it. Yeah, he don't get it. Yeah.
The police hated him because he was such a wood, and they couldn't stand how hard he was trying to be black.
Yeah, there is, like it or not, that's an issue that is real in the joint.
They respected
100%.
everything else. So I swear, I'm telling all this story to tell you this, cuz. So one day, I remember we had like a stud dyke white female police and a Mexican dude that was the regulars in the building that night. They was cool as fuck with all the functions, just don't put them on the spot. So I remember coming home from child one night, and I'm like, we had that no move cell shit on my cell for like some months.
Yeah.
And I told him like, cuz, I need a cell move, get this nigga out my cell. And the food, they hated him so much, they was like, look, I'll move my just cell, but first you got to handle your business. DC Crip.
Yep.
What? Man, I must have.
Well, I was going to ask you how you didn't, like you already marketed him out, how you didn't just
Cause it was like
roll him up.
I didn't because it was like I'm not bigger than the program.
Yeah.
And what the homies explained, like
You stuck with him.
He been on yards and yards with
Yeah.
other G homies that he was every time the woods got at him, he stood on his own.
Okay.
So I can't.
So that alone will earn you a little bit of respect to where I can't just flight you for no reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they got him about 6 months in my cell of just proving that I don't give a fuck. And
You might hold your ground, but you weird.
you weird as fuck.
You weird as fuck.
You ain't really with this shit. You then this was another thing. He started getting packages, and his package was my package. And then he started letting, when it's time for this package to come in, he started committing shit to other people.
Oh, he comes home with nothing, with a candy bar.
Yeah, you out of here, bro.
Yeah, you gave all your shit away. Yeah.
My bad. I got way off subject, but I can just relate.
No, but I've seen that.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave all the pressure on you with the depths of the discussion either, man. Oh, my mama.
That's funny because I've seen that happen so many times. That's exactly how it goes too.
A lot. And that's one scenario.
Yeah, that's just one.
Tell me this. Are you familiar with the controversy that Kyrie Irving and Kanye West been going through lately?
I've heard a little bit.
Are you of any kind of your descendants Jewish at all?
No, I'm not. I got Viking. I got Viking in my history.
Is Viking like Irish?
I got a tiny bit Irish,
Okay.
a lot of Scottish, a lot of French, and the most Welsh.
Welsh.
Yeah, Celtic.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't learn. And it's funny because I didn't understand or even realize none of that because I'm adopted. So I had to research, and I discovered a lot of that when I was in a joint. I did a lot of reading when I was in a joint.
So at what age were you adopted?
I was a baby. I mean, I'm talking right out the vagina,
what?
infant, right out the vagina, right to my mom. So my mom is my mom. I love my mom.
That's a beautiful situation because I think a lot of times that will cause it, unless they tell you, you would have never known.
Yeah.
And everything is useful.
Yeah. My mom has always told me.
Do you have any idea as to why you were adopted?
My biological mother was really young, like 13, 14, and I think she did not know who the father was. Or there was one guy who wasn't, there was something with that. Like, I don't think she knew who the father was.
You got siblings?
I got a brother, yeah.
That's birth or?
Adopted also.
With you from your mama?
No, from another. Yeah, we're both adopted from different
Y'all
parents.
like this?
No, he doesn't. My lifestyle and then my drug use, he's just not, he don't.
Do you, I know you do some acting.
I've been doing a little bit, little background stuff, little videos here and there.
You enjoy it?
It's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get bigger, but Hollywood ain't knocking.
Yeah, we ain't fuck Hollywood. We gonna make our own production. You see these?
Yeah.
These do movies too.
That's right.
All we need is a script, man.
That's right.
We out of here.
I'm
Independent,
down.
bro. Let's
I'm
do
down.
it, bro. We gonna do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Anything that we'll be able to go notice you in that's popular? That
I did a YG video. His last Scare Money Don't Make Money.
that's all I was trying to get you to.
Yeah. You see my shoulders doing push-ups in the jail scene.
Well, did he personally pick you? Was he part of the?
So one of his directors called me because I'm logged in on this one website, casting directive or something.
Yeah. Did they know you were a wood?
I think they saw my profile and picked me because of that.
Cause I'm gonna keep it a Google. Cause for the first few hours I was around you, I thought you was an essay.
Did you? A lot of people say, you know what I get a lot though?
What was the penalty?
Well, because the way I grew up, you know what I mean? Like I grew up gangster,
you
but
was
I'm a
super
white
gangster.
boy.
Yeah, I feel you,
Yeah.
And then once like I realized it, and then I looked at you, I said, oh, I see it. But the penalty all the way, and then I think you had also
I had 3 buttons.
Yeah. I thought, and some khakis.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but I get that a lot. I get the extreme white thing a lot, and I'm like, I don't want to be locked in that bracket.
But being so down with your cause and your people and the movement.
Yeah.
Did you ever find it difficult to bridge the gaps like how we doing? Is this something
Nah,
new to
you know
you?
what's funny? Growing up when you're from graffiti to gangs to military to prison to the culture of LA, the Valley,
The melting pot.
it's that melting pot. Like I didn't grow up racist or nothing. So for me to network, be in these projects, I mean, I got a homie in Jordan down there, the Nickerson guard. I got homies all over.
Right.
Like when it comes to blacks or whites.
We're not around Compton or the East Side or Watts now, but bro, he came and dropped me some goods off late, right in the trenches of the CPT by himself, not giving a fuck,
Yeah.
hopped out.
I tell people they don't believe me. They
I
don't
don't know
believe-
rah tough shit.
By myself.
Yeah, by himself, is humble and is
Yeah.
standing strong, and that's the type of brothers I fuck with, man.
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I grew up, and like I said, being in the system, I got homies from all hoods.
Right. When you
So
say, wait, let me just say this. When you say graffiti, are you telling me you know how to bomb, like do the big shiny shit?
I don't do the big drawings, but I'm what's called a street bomber. I know how to write really good with
But like
spray
even on
paint.
paper, you know how to
Even
like
on
design
paper.
like logo
Yeah.
type. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
I can do stuff like that. Yeah.
Gotta fuck with your brain.
Yeah.
That's what's
yeah.
up,
So
man.
that mixed with the gangs to the jail to the juvenile system to the adult system. I got homies in hoods all across here, even up in the Bay. You know,
All the way,
I met some
yeah.
Northerners. I fuck with a few of them.
Right.
I got some homies, and when you've been through the system and you make friends and you know how to network, that's what back to what I said originally. You're gonna learn how to respect people next to you,
God.
and we get along, and you can and I can be all around.
That's where I learned that, because I know people look at the shallowness of what we went through and they think red and
Yeah.
blue. Op enemies. Every time you see them, it's on site, especially people from out of town.
Yeah.
But as a very young dude going through the system, not juvenile hall because it kind of be cracking, but
Yeah.
it's not all day, every day.
It's not all day, every day, no.
But in the county jail, when it was on with the Serenos, I learned that I don't care what was going on yesterday.
Yeah, we got to do this today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And no
Forget
matter.
last week, homie. This is what's going on right now. We got to do this.
And like you say, you built the type of bonds
Yeah.
that you can't just throw away. So I had a mature approach to the game, and then I think we have a desire just to be active after that.
Yeah.
We weave around
Yeah.
shit, but when you grow to an age to where and you have a amount of experience where we can now say to the world, hey, you see what it's really about.
Yeah.
I feel real honored to stand on that side and be able to link with people that are strong from other perspectives
Yeah.
and show that even though y'all see a bunch of differences,
Yeah.
there's a lot of similarities.
A lot of similarities, believe it or not. Yeah.
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 And I find it odd because if y'all can imagine looking at me and being introduced to someone who looks like him, who has the background that he
Yeah.
has, you would think it'd be awkward for us to get
And we chopped it up right away, dog. Like
ice broke. It was
instantly.
Oh God. No force,
Yeah.
no faking, no fraud.
What is that? One of my homeboys. No, actually,
Who was the homie with you? He fucked me
Lonely.
up.
That's my homeboy. Lonely.
Shout
Did
out
30
Lonely.
years. Yeah.
Look, this is a wood.
Yeah.
Did 30 years. He only had been out like a matter of months.
60 days.
60 days. We kicked it for about 4, 5, 6 hours one night.
Yeah.
He had his friend with him, female.
That was me. I had my girl.
Oh, that was your girl.
Yeah,
Okay, he
that's
was
my
by
girl, yeah.
himself. I didn't want to put him on blast.
Yeah.
I think he might have to. He was solo. It was only one dude with
Yeah.
a girl. You had
Yeah.
your girl. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm chopping up with this dude. I'm not really chopping it up with this dude. I'll speak to him here and there.
Yeah.
We took a few group pictures just because we all lounging and kicking it. And then what fucked me up, after we've been together 4.5 of the 6 hours we were together, he just say out of nowhere, like, yo, Spider, I used to stay doing burpees to your music when
He
I was
did, too.
down. He was like, I fucked around and got G Unit tattooed on me fucking with you.
He did.
Shout out to Lonely, dog.
That's
You
right, Lonely.
That's my boy, homie. That
Yeah.
was hard, cuz.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy because we was all different spectrums. Crip,
Yes.
me being wood from a gang, him being white from a gang who is a Sureño. It's different spectrums. Right? That's all. That's a big genre
Then we
gap
had
right
an
there.
actual Latin Sereno.
Yes, we did.
We had an Italian mobster.
Yep. Yeah.
We had a Main Street Mafia.
Oh, that's
crib.
right. Homeboy from Main Street.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And then we had a Eastside EC. But then you also, did you
And we had a
realize-
couple producers too.
Did you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was diverse. But
Yeah.
did you realize the dude sitting next to me said some bullshit that night?
What did he say? After I left?
No, he said it like while we was all there. It was like low key.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about it. No, he didn't say it low key. That dude called the white dude. He
Yeah.
called me to try and clean it up. He's like,
he
"Hey, are your
did.
partners all mad at me for what I said?" I'm like, "What? Did I miss something?" Yeah. Hey, on some paranoid shit, he
Yeah,
called me
You know
scared.
what? I think we could have charged him, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my mama,
Yeah.
I think I could have charged him, but I kind of let it go. Shout
Yeah.
out to Brandon. That's the homie, man.
Yeah, that's right, Brandon. What's up?
Brandon got at him for real.
Yeah, I heard about it. Marcos told me.
Yeah, okay, since you put his name out there, Marcos act like he wanted to be the GOAT. Shout out to Marcos.
Marcos, come on, knock it
Shout
out.
out to Murdoch. Yeah, you already know, man.
Yeah.
To him.
Cinnamills
TV.
Yep.
Oh, mama. Go tap in. You did an interview on Cinnamills.
I did.
I did as well.
Yeah.
Go run them numbers up. Cinnamills TV on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
They good peoples over there. I haven't been to prison since the 90s. I paroled in 99. I ain't been back.
Yeah. 13 for me.
Oh, salute.
Yep.
Yeah. Since I've been gone, there's been a lot of conversation that come through my ear of the SNY. You familiar with that concept with the yard? It's gotten so tricky that I heard that there's now more SNY yards than there are mainline yards. I know people who are doing stretches, life. They've been working all these years to get their points down, and now that they're getting to level 2 points, they have to really consider going because the stigma of certain yards is causing you to be fucking looked a certain way, even though you just did 20, trying to work your way home. What's going? You've been
I know
there
that they're making them join. When I left there, everybody's being pushed together, and you either get off, get your points back up, and lose that shot of parole, or you just shut your mouth and ignore people. It's hard, but that's the reality of it. Do you want to go home? Because from what the homeboy Lonely told me is they have released some of the heaviest hitting murderers, lifers from all races, blacks, whites, Asians, Mexicans, and they have a zero. I want to say this again, a zero turnaround rate. All of these heavy hitting monsters, nobody's coming back. They have given them a chance to come home, and they are so happy that they said, "I'll wear Doc Martens and leave me alone."
Yeah, and that's what I want you also to know, you young, wild, crazy motherfuckers. You programming on a level 4. 360, you're programming, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that ops, crazy, all the tattoos wax out, it's over.
Yeah, you don't see many heavily tattooed people on them big yards because it cracks.
It cracks, and this is what it is. They're letting people go home. So if somebody gonna fuck theirs off,
you're gonna deal with the big dog then. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. So outside of that,
and from what I understand, they're watching the calls they make. They're not. Remember, in our day, it was everybody. You might have done it. You get whacked just on a maybe. You would get whacked.
Right.
$50 paper of heroin, whack them. Nowadays, they're like you got to basically snitch on a whole car. You got to be a child molester. They're really not just those dudes are out. All of our big dogs, both sides, are out.
They're out.
And they're like, hey, look, I can breathe. I get canteen. Leave me alone.
Shout out to Big Drac from 6 Dudes who gave him back their L at one point. He was the youngest Crip in California, sentenced to life in the CDC. I actually used to walk laps with him around the yard.
That's right.
When I left him in the 90s, he still had like almost 20 to go.
Yeah.
And I remember he used to tell me like, when I get out, I'm gonna have a blue phone, that all the homies could call.
That's right.
And we could not see into the future that hard lines wasn't even gone. But this is a motherfucker that's home right now doing very well.
That's right.
Like we would hope that, I talk to on a regular basis, but that's a refreshing thing that I've seen dudes that I've seen have no hope that are out here. Shout out my homie Spody from 9-0 too.
That's right.
He gave them back their L's. A lot of people giving them back their L's and coming home, man. That's a beautiful
thing. They're not messing up. Proud of them.
Proud of y'all. Yeah.
Yep. And I think the state's angry at that.
They thought it was going to be.
They thought it was going to be, let me just show you a few come home and then they'll mess up and we'll put it back to how it was. No, it's not happening because we're trying to come home.
What's your thoughts on Gascon?
I don't know. Don't laugh, Spider, but I try and avoid most politics. I think it's all garbage. You want the truth? I think it's all garbage. I think they're going to do what they want at the expense of all of us in LA anyway.
I think he tried to stand up for the people that are.
Wait, no, Gascon. I think he might be good. My mom says she like him actually. Yeah, I think my mom says she like him.
The lifers like him.
Yeah,
he's the one that's making it to where motherfuckers is coming home. He's the one that's like,
oh, bro, they're breaking our parents. The system, the California Department of Corrections, and I don't know why they added that rehabilitation on there because they don't do none of that in there. But that system and the arrest, for so long they would just arrest you for anything. The system broke our parents. The taxes, everything was ridiculous.
That's deep, especially when they privatized the prison system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the prison systems are big dollars.
In prison, did you get any certificates, any?
I was a knuckle. I made every bad move. Other than being very, very social, I did nothing. Other than reading books, I read a lot of books and I educated myself. Other than that,
you fed your brain.
I fed my brain, but I also fed my my anger.
Right. I mean, it's hard not to do.
Yeah.
You mind discussing stimulants that you've experienced throughout your life?
I didn't.
I heard you miss. I wanted to get on this earlier. You mentioned
I know. So
usually when somebody mentions sobriety,
and
it's obvious you had an intense life, it means you've had some experiences.
I've been sober for coming up on 5 years, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. I messed around with. I began my. It's funny because I grew up. I remember sitting in a car with my homeboy Chubbs in a '79 Monte Carlo in the hood. Just one night from almost going to play professional baseball to saying one night my boy showed me some crack on a piece of glass pipe with a Brillo. Remember with the rose in the pipe?
No, I know of. I don't remember.
Okay, well, I actually experienced crack in the heyday when crack was crack. And I smoked crack I'm talking about a kid not having a beer or a joint, nothing, no cigarettes, straight crack.
Whoa.
And my life was...
At what age?
I don't know, 21.
Wow.
My life was destroyed no matter 1 year.
Wait, tell me this. Wait. Fuck that. We gonna get to the 1 year.
Yeah.
The moment. Hold on. He don't like this sound, but...
Oh, my God, I can still take a shit just hearing that. It's horrible.
The moment. Okay, tell me this, because my father has described this moment to me.
Yeah.
Who is like a hero, not only to me, but to a lot of people who know him. He was 6'4", muscular. He had property. He had his own business. Plus, he had a job. He was the man. And crack
destroyed.
Put that 6 pounds of pressure on my daddy chin. He bounced back. He's my hero again. And he never really stopped being my hero. But he's described to me that moment of, because this is his whole thing. You know, he didn't smoke some iron, pop some Red Devils. He did a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
He was still him. He say cocaine always been around. It was something he just overlooked.
Yeah.
He say, well, when a bitch went there, he said, hit on the sun stick, bam, and what the fuck? Because of my daddy's experience, I ran from it my whole life.
Yeah.
No matter how fly it got, no matter what circle I was, any form, I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is it? Like, you telling me you hit it at 21 and then the moment, bam, then what? That moment, what is it?
I don't. That moment, I just remember I can close my eyes and everything cleared. It was probably the best high I've ever had. And it just everything.
Something you ended up chasing that I couldn't read.
I chased it to being barefoot on Nordhoff and Sepulveda, having my mama pick me up with piss in my pants. I chased it to where I traded a 20 piece of crack for a Yachtmaster. For a Yachtmaster Rolex.
Welcome back.
And thank you, brother. Thank you. Wow. And I'll never forget being excited. I just spent a $7,000 stainless steel 1 diamond for the 12 Yachtmaster Rolex I had just traded for a $20 piece of crack, and I was happy to run off into a trash can area to smoke it.
And how long did that?
It lasted about a year, maybe a couple years.
Okay.
And it broke me. It broke me down to barefoot, nothing. And I have to thank one of my partners who passed away. It's going to sound bad, but it's good on a little aspect. It got me to get off crack. I had to go on crystal methamphetamine, and I went from smoking to injecting with a needle within that time frame. And it was
not amphetamine, heroin.
Crystal meth. Yeah, heroin don't come later till I went to the joint.
So you did do heroin?
I did do heroin. Yeah.
So you went from crack, and as a way to get off crack, it was crystal.
Yeah, I had to swap it for something else because the crack, there was no beating. Crack had destroyed me. And then again, eventually meth destroyed me too. And I ended up combining that with heroin.
So is there an actual difference in what the feeling you got off of meth?
Yeah, the methamphetamine is like more, you get a lot of a sexual and a hyperness. Like cocaine is like a good head change and a body high, but then a lot of paranoia sets in, like scared paranoia. Now, methamphetamine is a different type. Fucking sex was amazing for a while, and you can actually accomplish tweaking out and making stuff and doing stuff. But you get more of an aggressive paranoia. Like, I'm not scared of you. I'm getting ready for you.
That's the difference.
There's the big difference in it, yeah. And it causes, over the years, the meth got worse mixed in with the fentanyl. And I thank God, knock on wood, I never messed with fentanyl. But that's just bad right now.
I swear to God, I wanted to ask you about fentanyl.
That's horrible.
I'm not very familiar with fentanyl other than I keep hearing it. And I've had a few friends who I believe have fell victim to it. God bless the dead. My mama. But has fentanyl ever crossed your personal life as far as you?
Well, when I took my drug test when I got sober, it was in the dope. I didn't even know I was doing it. Yeah, the drug test came up positive for meth, heroin, and fentanyl and barbiturates. I was not doing fentanyl that I know, and that's dangerous because that's what they're doing. They're putting it in everything.
But were you fucking with opioids?
A little bit. I would do heroin when I was awake for too long on that meth.
But not like what you consider prescriptions.
No. Heroin.
Version,
Heroin.
Just heroin.
Yeah.
So do you think they was hitting the heroin with the fat?
Yeah. It probably was in that. Yeah.
So it's 5 years of sobriety after being on crack, meth, heroin. What happened to cause you to be able to say that you're at 5 years? So what happened to start day one?
What do you mean? What happened different from day one?
What made you to start day one of your sobriety journey?
Okay, so the last day, Sullen actually got me sober. It's funny.
Salute.
Yep. Well, I mean, I did it myself, but they were like the carrot dangled in front of me. I was sitting at my mom's house, and I had been doing, I think I lost a girlfriend or something, some one of them dumb things that as men we do to trigger us. And I was sitting in I had torn apart my mom's house, $1 million mansion in Santa Clarita. I tore down to a trap house level. Graffiti on the walls torn down, no carpet. I'm Tim the Tool Man, Tweaker Taylor, renovating with a boxers and some boots and a tool belt on at 3 a.m. Neighbors are getting mad, and I've been slamming meth for like 2 weeks. And I remember the last day, I was exhausted, mind you. At this point, I'm like a crackhead, I'm like a heroin junkie. I'm at the point where I'm just doing it because I'm addicted. I'm not enjoying it. There's nothing good coming from it. And I remember May 15, 2018, that was my last day, and I was sitting in that room. I had been begging God and Odin for weeks, please make this stop.
What's Odin?
Odin's the Viking god.
Okay.
He's it's the equivalent of God. It's the All-Father.
Okay.
So I've been begging both of them, please make this stop. I can't, for 2 weeks. I'm on my knees sweaty, 90 pounds when I'm wet, sitting in a dark room.
No, literally?
Yeah, I was sucked. I was tore back, Spider. Slamming meth. The last day I did like 17 shots of meth. It didn't work. And I had been begging God and Odin. I've been begging everybody I could, any type of religion, please make it stop. So I just finally realized, wow, I've been asking for this. It's not working. And I took the time to sit there and think like, wow, I don't want this anymore. I want this to stop. I knocked on my door, opened my door, and I called my mom, and she runs up, and I says, I'm ready. I just said I'm ready. And I tell people this, how bad it got, because you need to understand that a lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna get the kids back. I'm gonna get my boyfriend back. It doesn't work that way. Because you'll lose those things as well. Until you're broken, until you're beaten down, until you're exhausted and you are mentally tired, you won't be able to stop drugs. You have to be done.
You went away?
Yeah, I went to rehab. I went to 2 different rehabs. I did detox. I was at the point where, Spider, you told me to clean out your bathroom. Homie, can I do it 3 times a day?
In order to get right?
Yeah, I was willing to. You have to be, that's why I say you got to be broken, because you have to be at a place where you will do whatever they tell you to stay sober. I dumped out cigarette cans.
My vices, I believe, are involved in my life based on some sense of anxiety and not having patience to wait for the next moment.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was part of your experience?
Yeah.
So
anxiety's horrible still to this day.
How do you? It's like to me.
Yeah.
I have to imagine. I couldn't imagine getting up, not doing. It's like everything is just too long now.
Yeah.
What do you do to make the moment come? Like, how do you
Well, today I just go to the gym. I reach out and talk to people. I got a good network of men that I deal with, and I talk to them if I'm having that, because I still get anxiety. I get it bad. Bad. I'm talking throwing up, crippling anxiety. And I go to the gym, I talk to people, and I breathe.
That's deep.
Yeah.
And no cigarettes, no nothing.
Personally, I don't do nothing. I never smoked weed. Weed got a lot of my partners sober. Helped a lot of people I know. I can't say I'm against it, because it got a lot of people I know off slamming dope.
Wow, they say that's crazy because they call it a gateway. Didn't realize it might be the
I mean,
gateway
it
out.
can be, but now you're finding out it could be the end of a road also.
But that might be the gateway out. Right?
Could be, yeah.
The real gateway.
I tried it once. To me, I hear too many noises. I get all paranoid. I'll go smoky on you and hide under the bed.
That's crazy, because I can remember those days so far long ago, but they
you get past them, huh?
Yeah, you get past them. Yeah. I've been such a head so long, I couldn't. You know what I realized? What I really desire to do?
Yeah.
I desire to have dreams when I sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned recently that the fact that I haven't had them in so many years is because
you've been smoking?
Yeah, they say once you stop smoking, your dreams come back so crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that I allowed the moment to go past that you mentioned about your service. I know I thanked you for it, but How do you end up in the Navy? Did you do a whole?
No, I got a medical honorable discharge. Did about a year and a half. I enlisted to get away from trouble.
Okay.
I tried the Army. Something happened. I tried the Marines. Marines believe, contrary to popular belief, Marines don't take felons. I was already a felon, so the Navy took me.
Oh, really?
Enlisted me. Yeah, I was a fireman.
I would have never imagined that would differentiate between
Each branch differentiates.
That's deep.
Well, the Navy, I think they look at it like you're out in the ocean for long periods of time, so it's like no big deal.
That's deep.
Marines ain't taking you. Air Force ain't taking you. Army ain't taking felons.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Navy took you.
Yeah.
And anything unique about the experience?
No, I mean I was stationed in Africa. I didn't do too much because I get migraine headaches, so it got me medically honorably discharged. When I got a full pension. Yeah, I got a full pension. Yeah. Well, because it was their fault. They should have never recruited me.
Oh, you know that? Oh, wow. See, it's the shit we go. Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah.
At what age?
I was like 21, 22, maybe 23. Yeah, something like that.
Well, so you really had to take control of your life because you could fuel and fun.
Yeah, but I didn't. Even after the Navy, I come back from the Navy upset that I'm kicked out because I really wanted to do it, not realizing that it's a medical honorable discharge with the full pension. But I was looking at it like that's messed up. My dad's gonna be mad now. I did all this, and I went right back into crime. I went to prison after the Navy.
Did you spend a lot of time on the ship?
No, not really.
Well, do you mind being out at sea?
I'm cool with it. Yeah.
That's that white.
I don't like sharks. No, hey, let me tell you something. No, you put me. I don't like going in the water. I don't mind being on something big because there's sharks. Let me tell you,
I'm a
Africa got
longshoreman, so
okay.
I spend time like out on the dock, but just on the ocean.
I don't like the ocean because I cannot see the bottom of it. It freaks me out what's in the water.
Exactly.
And I've seen sharks, bro. When you're by Africa, there are sharks, groups of them. There are not just one, and they eat you and swallow you.
Big sharks.
No, tiger sharks, mako sharks, lemon sharks, hammerheads. These ones eat you. In California, you get accidentally bit by a great white, it spit your arm out. Homie, you bite my arm off, you better eat that motherfucker.
Right. So,
you know?
So have you swam in the ocean?
No, never.
I went to Hawaii some years back.
That's different because it's pretty. You can see the bottom. If anything comes up on me, I can see you come. You know what I'm saying? Out here in Venice, Santa Monica, you can't see
That shit nasty as fuck.
Yeah,
Right.
stop.
Right. I panicked in Hawaii though. Almost killed myself. Once I got down there, it was pretty and clear.
Yeah.
Giant turtle.
Yeah.
And the little tour guide lady, she wouldn't look at me long enough. And I was like 20-something feet down, and I tried to like holler. I was like, "Hey!"
Oh, you was scuba diving?
Scuba diving.
That's pretty though. I heard.
It's beautiful but you have to really.
I'm probably like you. I get nervous because I can't breathe. I'm stuck underwater. What if
yes,
something happens? And my anxiety kicks in. I'm like, get me
That's
out.
what happened. That's exactly.
Yeah,
what
you're not
happened.
putting me in a small space either. I can't handle confined spaces.
You know what happens when you get down there?
What?
And you fucking look around real quick. You realize how endless this shit is.
Yeah.
And you think to your mind, like, what if a dolphin come and bump me? Because the lady, before you go down, they give you all these signals. If you're feeling this and that. It was myself. It was two Asian kids who were like teens. Looked like they weighed about 180 pounds combined.
Yeah.
And then there was a female like from the island who was our guide who went down there with us who looked like all three of them like weighed 220. So, and then it's me. So when for half the way, it's a rope connected to the boat. Then when you get from the rope, now it's a big ass turtle about as big as this table on the floor that these two boys, these kids want her to take some pictures of them with. So they went. I wasn't finna go all the way down there and fuck with that. They didn't put weight belts on me.
Oh.
And they taught me to do this shit. Like, I got bad sinuses for one. But even for people who ain't got bad sinuses, every so often you supposed to.
Yeah, you clear your yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think all
Pressure.
This. But mind you, this motherfucker don't feel like. You gotta just know and trust you
That it's gonna work. Yeah, see, that would freak me out. You, it's far to the top, dog.
Bro, you can look. The top looks far.
Yeah.
But you know what looks further?
Huh.
Everything. The rest of
Yeah,
this.
there's nothing
That
underneath.
shit looks infinite. So when you have a brain like ours, everything
I
starts.
start to wonder about what's really going on. What's out there? What could come at me?
And the lady's back. All I wanted her to do, give me one of these. So I'm like, she's like, I'm trying to get it. But her back is turned. She's trying to take the picture of these dudes. I just want her attention because I just wanted her to give me one of these.
Yeah.
And she took too long. And I said, hey. And you know what happens when you say, hey?
Yeah, the water, blue, all the bubbles in the water.
So she still wasn't turning around, so I had to make it
Going up. Yeah.
And by the time I broke the water, she was like catching me. But it was, I had like in my mind, I think the time that I broke and she caught me, if she didn't catch me that time, the next one, I couldn't do it again. It was like,
oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
I was the motherfucker on the boat with all these people. I didn't care. I had to. I don't want to too, but yeah. That ocean, that taught me.
It's scary.
That was my most motherfucking intense lesson to know that the creator is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's when I saw the power of the universe. The magnitude of the ocean is a mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
It overwhelmed me, bro.
Yeah.
I felt so useless. Yeah. I felt helpless. I would never go down there again. I seen on the videos all my life, motherfuckers just gracefully slash it. Looks so beautiful. I'm cool. I never try it again. I know that's off the subject, but it's Factz Ova Feelinz around here.
That's right.
You see that picture up there?
Yeah, Nipsey.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. One of my very dear friends, man. And he speaks so eloquent when you go back and look at all the clips of his interviews.
Yeah.
I remember being around him and he spoke in that fashion. At times, I used to like think that he was being like Hollywood or trying to like throw you for a loop, right? Mm-hmm. Before I realized it was authentically the way he spoke.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really took note of, that every time you would address him with like seeking knowledge or asking for something along the lines of advice, it was common for him to refer you to a book. Instead of him like telling you an answer or giving his perspective, he would like, whatever you would ask him about, he would refer you a book on the subject. And I'm not that well read, but a lot of the like intelligence and the insight that we saw fluently flow from him, he would give credit to from how well read he was. I heard you mention that while you were down, you did a lot of reading.
A lot of reading, bro.
I actually purchased one book that he referred me to, and it was the 22 Immutable Laws of Branding. And I realized, based on what I was asking him, why he suggested that book. And you being as well read as you claim to be, or express to be, is there any one particular book that you ever come across that you, appreciate more than?
I want to say I appreciate, The Art of War is good. The Prince by Machiavelli is good. There's also, I want to say, Frederick the Great's Instructions to His Generals. Frederick the Great, yeah. And then that was like back before there was Germany, there was Prussia.
So war books.
War books, but they also, so a lot of people don't get, the other one is Miyamoto Musashi, Samurai. Top-ranking samurai wrote a book on the 5 rings of power. These books will teach you how to conduct yourself, be around big groups of individuals like us in a joint, know how to network. They will teach you how to run a war, conduct a campaign. It will also teach you how to run a business or a home.
You play chess?
I play a little, yeah.
You know what we have to do?
Ooh, chess episode.
The whole time we could have been playing.
Yeah.
We could have did the best 2 or 3 by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been fly. You just opened my brain up. So it was not the books I was thinking you was gonna say.
What do you think I was gonna say?
Like something like maybe
storybooks. I mean, I've read a few stories that are great journeys. Like Count of Monte Cristo, the 3 Musketeers series. These are books that take you on a journey, get me out of the joint. I'm living my best life in France, even while I'm in the hole.
So you know what I'm picking up from you?
Yeah.
That your experience in life is more mental than anything.
A little bit, yeah.
To be able to exist in your non-physical realm as far as your primary existence, I think is more the goal.
Yeah.
So I admire that.
Thank you.
But I know hallucinogenics, kind of like people who get into that deeply, they often have the brain that seeks to live outside of this fucking slow ass physical. This shit is like, they coincide. I'm not saying, because even the concept of microdosing is different.
That's big right now.
And it's not demonized as being addicted or, you know what I'm saying?
Again, that's another thing I've heard recently gets a lot of people sober. If it works,
Shrooms, you ever fucked with?
I haven't, no, I've never tried. I did acid a couple, I didn't like it because it was too long. I wanted it to go away.
Well, shrooms are not that long.
No? Okay.
No, and they're kind of intense, and it depends on what you're looking for before it happens.
Yeah.
So, I'm so scary that, I never did nothing, but, it's very simple. Actually, but then by the time I did shrooms, which was very late in life, which was not that long ago. Yeah, to finally be trusted to do anything new.
Yeah.
It was a cool get out.
It was
cool, but I don't want to be saying this to somebody who is still on a journey. Of
no.
sobriety.
Well, I look at my sobriety like everybody. If you're not a junkie like I was, but I was a junkie that'll rob you, take your dope, and then help you look for your dope that I done stolen already did. Like I was bad, and I don't want to take the chance of anything bringing me back. Like I was telling you, I'm not an alcoholic. One day, hopefully, I can have a drink, but right now, I'm not ready to because I don't want to take the risk of that potentially not being enough one day, and then I got a needle in my arm again.
Are the war books that you just mentioned, are they fiction or are they?
No, those are nonfiction, like strategy books. I think they're listed under strategy or historical something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's deep. Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
And the Art of War.
Yeah, but look up Miyamoto Musashi. I want to say he might be a little bit better.
Miyamoto
Samurai.
Musashi, okay.
Samurai, top of the ranks.
Top of the ranks. You ever did any writing yourself?
Not really. I mean, I wrote some poetry and stuff, trying to kill time, yeah.
And, I believe that we probably possess what it takes to be a writer as far as writing what people will read. I just don't even have the inclination as to where to start.
Yeah, I mean, neither. Yeah.
Kind of scatterbrained on the idea.
Yeah.
Being from the 818,
Yeah.
gangsterism, in and out the prison and streets. I know you told me like you fluent on both ends, LA to your end.
Yeah.
But have you ever had to feel like you had to overcompensate, representing yourself, being from the Valley? Because there's a term amongst our colloquial environment where like Valley girl.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, in the joint for white boys, SFV is one of the biggest prison cars there is for that. And we're talking state of California. SFV, the prison group, is a very affluent car. We are very big. We have a lot of very.
See,
I don't want to say bad.
He finna make me look like I don't know no better.
Well,
that wasn't my question.
No.
That
Okay,
wasn't.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I know better. I know.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we have a lot of made members in
think
situations.
Just think about it. For like Woods, there is no Compton, Watts. You know what I'm saying?
But we do got a few partners in LA because you got to remember Compton back in the 70s. There's a lot of white people back
then.
then.
I mean, for the hundreds or thousands.
Oh yeah.
Compiled the
I see what you're
strength
saying.
of the structure.
Yeah,
They're from Torrance. They're from
They claim what?
Harbor
South Bay,
City,
South Bay, yeah, Harbor area.
Yeah, that's their
They've
even
moved out into the
Santa Monica,
yes.
Long Beach, San Pedro.
Yeah.
It's compiled from those environments.
Yeah.
So even
I mean, I've always had a good time being from 818.
OC's people just sleep on the elements of the 818 that are popping because the pockets are more spread out. Because
I say this a lot too. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I might be from the Valley, but the Valley is Los Angeles.
No, I'm not denying.
Yeah,
that. I'm
people,
not knocking it.
Yeah,
I'm not knocking it. I'm not denying that. But it's Los Angeles County.
You're right. Yeah, we are
It's not the city of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand is when you get all the way to Compton,
Yeah.
Gardena, Long Beach,
Linwood, Watts. Yeah.
Guess what? None of them try to claim. LA.
They claim their own city.
Yeah. So what sense would it?
Yeah. So we all car tripping on each other.
Yeah, the thing is, for anyone who is not from LA, to try to make their city sound like it's closer to LA than it is, you kind of like shitting on your city.
Yeah.
Just think, if Snoop Dogg felt that way, we would never have Long Beach.
Yeah.
He could have came out just banging LA.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah.
Yeah, Long Beach was
a good
not.
point.
Yeah. The pride of being a real one is saying, fuck the fact that I'm not from such a branded area.
Yeah,
as you.
but this is my area regardless. Yeah, this is my area regardless. I'm from the Valley.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what it's really about. That's what I respect in real ones everywhere. Yeah. That's why I respected Payback the way he pushed Rest in Peace from Wizard. He was my artist. I feel like from a perspective of promotion and with on our side of the tracks, I don't know nobody that pushed the Valley artists more so than me.
Yeah.
Go look up Payback, Big Payback.
Yep.
Everybody that got any idea, he's from the 818. Valley Nigga was his most hot song. I shot the video to it.
Well, isn't Exhibit from the Valley?
No, Exhibit is from New Mexico.
But he didn't even move to the Valley
He used to be out there in North Hollywood.
And then who else? I think I aren't the Alcoholics are from the Valley? I know they from Pacoima, I think.
Tash and them used to be out
And then
there. I don't know where they from.
and then what's that other dude? Eminem has him. Hip hop dude is I forget his name.
He's from out here or from another
He's from
state?
the Valley. What's his name? Not Royce. One of the dudes he put on is from the Valley. There's a few fools from the Valley rapping.
You go to the Valley, you'll bump into a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, plus we got a lot of LA dudes moved out there now too. They live out there.
Yeah, I had a studio in the Valley. I got a spot in North Hollywood right now. But I had a studio that a lot of people used to come to right off of Cahuenga and Magnolia for a couple of years.
Yeah, I know that area.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, that's the liquor store right there in that corner.
Yeah, Cahuenga Magnolia.
They shot.
There's a park on the other side. Isn't there a park on the other side?
From my recollection,
Cahuenga.
There
is a liquor store, you're right.
A liquor store. Then there used to be like a little shopping center with a Little Caesars.
Yes.
Diagonal.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But it's been a while for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't fluent that exact area that much now. Are you a father?
Yeah.
How many times?
I got one 23-year-old and I got 2 stepkids right now.
Okay. Have you had to ever deal with your children being like delinquent, or were they like pretty straight?
No, I didn't. I missed out on a lot of that, unfortunately, going to jail.
But they did like.
They did pretty good.
Up.
No, they did pretty good. Yeah, they all did
blessed.
good. Mm-hmm.
So that's good. That's good to know. Like how? What age did you start getting caught up? Like in the system?
13.
13.
My first arrest was 13. I had a butterfly knife at my junior high school, Holmes Junior High.
Wow.
Yeah,
Somebody told on you?
Somebody told on me and they took me right to juvenile hall. My mom had to pick me up after like a day and a half.
I remember when it was that simple.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, when they used to feed you. I remember being at juvenile hall, man. They feed you with milk with every meal.
Milk with every meal.
Yeah, then they lock you in your room at night.
With nothing to do, yeah.
Yeah, and you got the Duke. I remember I shitted on myself.
The bathroom was not in the room like in county jail.
You got to bang on the door and bang. Yeah, that shit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Fuck juvenile hall. Wow.
I spent a lot of time there though, man. Sylmar, a little bit in Central.
Sylmar Central, yeah.
Yep.
Little LP.
Never been to LP. Mm-mm.
Los Padrinos.
Yep.
My homie died in Los Padrinos. Rest in peace, Lil Merc.
What, cops?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a thing going on Instagram right now talking about if you was abused in the juvenile justice system. There's a huge lawsuit going around.
Seen that. And the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Oh my! They crushed my homie windpipe and killed him on the set.
Damn, that's too aggressive.
And then I got another homie who was actually sat in that seat and been a guest on this podcast. If right now, if you Google Los Padrinos escape, this was like in the late '80s. He was involved in an escape where from the juvenile hall, motherfucking staff was knocked out. About eight kids escaped.
No shit.
Yeah, the homie Lil J.R. knocked the staff out.
That's all dope.
Oh my. Knock on wood, pray I won't spend the day.
Yeah.
Seeing none of my children in juvenile hall. I have 4 children still young enough that just based on the numbers of their age can potentially make it there. But thank the Lord, the creator of the universe, that they doing nothing that even gives me any inclination that may ever happen.
That's good.
Even though we know everything can happen. But I've yet to go. 6 kids. I got 4 left that are still juvenile age. God bless. And my grandbaby. Oh, my mama. You ain't got no grandkid?
No, not yet.
Okay, I think I'm a little G'er than you now.
That's right. Yeah.
Just for the grand, start with a G.
Yep.
Yeah. Central, Eastside. What's the units?
I think I was in CD in Central.
Did you have enemies when you was in?
I think we did. My tagging crew had enemies, and I think because in the halls it's cracking. It's not racial and political like in the county and up.
Nah, it's about whoever was on with on the street.
I think they put me in my roommate. I remember when they did floor sleepers. They bring the mattress in and put it on your floor.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a floor sleeper, and I think he was from 18th Street. And we had to get out because we had some problems with 18th Street back then.
That's when I used to see the 18s and the MSs.
I think it's everywhere in Central, all over, bro. And then I got to realize, damn, I'm coming out to day room in the morning. Thank God I was in the only unit in Central that had like one dude from 18th Street.
For that's lucky.
But it was cool because we just got out in the cell and that was it. That was it. You know what I mean? He didn't push it.
I remember we'd be a movement. And the lines could be far. MS 18th Street.
Yeah.
Like
they charge each other, huh?
Yeah, man. That shit used to be crazy. Like, you was crazy. It was kids, though. That shit was crazy, though. That shit used to go up and all.
Yeah.
Oh, Fuck jail though. I'm glad you came through, Mohawk.
Yeah, me too, brother.
I'm gonna need you to come back again too because
Anytime.
Our conversation is real organic. Typically, I swear to God, this is gonna be one of the most unique episodes to date because we typically have a list of current events that we.
I know. I've been watching you. I've been watching. Yeah. I said I noticed the Blueface one the other day.
Yeah. So now it's like for you to come here and we had no script, and for us to be able to fill up the similar amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can really benefit from like going with the regular format next time. But I think the audience got the benefit from a lot of my curiosities of who Mohawk Matt is beyond the tattoos. There has to be, it's such a story beyond there. I think we barely scraped the surface, but
you barely scraped the surface. We got more. Yeah.
I appreciate you being so candid and transparent though, man.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah. One of the projects I'm working on is entitled Levels and Layers, and I assume and I'm sure that there are levels and layers to what it is that you just introduced us to.
Yeah.
Very interesting, man. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
To let everybody to know where they can find you on social media.
You can find me at Instagram, Mohawk Matt _SFV. Facebook, I think it's my name, Matt Camerano. Sullen Clothing, Sullen Family. I'm running the Sullen Family one. I'm at a lot of events. You can catch me at To Live and Die in LA. I got my own booth. It's a big event for LA, hosted by my homeboy Duftone. Other than that, I'd be all around LA, parts of Orange County too. Holler at me.
That's right.